Hi guys, Rika Lassonia. Thanks for watching this video where I will share the 5 texting tips to attract men quickly with you. Now, if you're looking for them, then you will have to stay till the end, and I will reveal a sneaky little message that will make him love you even more and quickly. Because this video is made by a man who knows what women think when we see an attractive woman. And my girlfriend always say that I know things about how women think, and I of course know even more how men think about things. And we share things and trust, the two of us, about how we are thinking about different things, and especially relationship-wise. And the first texting tips that I will tell you is something that most men will never tell you up front. And you might already know this one, since it's something that not only men, but women too, wants to hear or read. And here's an example of what you can send to him in a text that he will appreciate if you do, but he will never tell you that up front. You are so amazing. Did you notice what I just did? I gave someone a compliment. And that's something that every man craves, wants, and needs as much as every woman. Now, when you share a compliment, it is important to make it about him, his personality, and something you genuinely and truly like about him. Because trust me, he knows when you're faking it. We men know if a woman is genuine or if she's faking it to get a date and a free meal, since we are good at faking other things in a relationship too. And that's what I like to call the fake radar. One of the most common mistakes that I always notice when I coach people is that we tend to forget that there's another living, breathing human being on the other end of the line, reading our messages. So you need to send him the text that triggers his emotions the right way. And that's my second texting tip with you here. Now there's two ways around this problem. You can use a video app and have a video chat with that person. However, if that makes you uncomfortable, you might want to go with a second option, and that's when you make yourself think that he's standing in front of you when you're texting him, and make sure that you send him texts that trigger his emotions, and this is something that works just as good as using a video app. Another trap women tend to fall into is that you send him job texts. Avoid texts like hello or texting him what are you doing every 5 minutes. Instead, you need to send him a text that triggers the right emotions in him, since that will make him feel something, which is always better than feeling nothing, right? Now, it's not as complicated as it sounds, and if you check out the video that pops up somewhere around me now, you will know those texts. Texting tip number 3 is to make your texts more interesting by using a simple little trick. So if you want to go out on a date with a guy, you need your text to stand up and hook him, so to speak. You should always assume that he's talking to many women, and if you want to get out on a date with him, you need to make your texts more interesting than the other women he's texting. So how do you do it? by sending him texts that creates a genuine interest in him, of course, and it should be an interest for you and only. And if you want to know that, you can check out the video that pops up about now, where I will share a simple little trick that make your texts more interesting ASAP. Ensure that you send him texts about him, and that will create an image in his mind of a good life could be if the two of you were out on a date or in a committed relationship. That's very powerful. Texting tip number 4. Make your text worth reading by asking questions. If you're in a long distance relationship or if it's impossible to see him right now, you can make your texts worth reading by asking him questions that you have on your mind right now. By asking him these questions, you keep him busy from seeing other women and create curiosity in him and a hunger in him to know more about you and get to know you better. Not only will it be more likely that he texts you back, which is a great bonus, but he will also start to ask you questions, and this will allow your texting to improve quickly and open up more topics that you can discuss on your date. If you ever run out of questions, then there are a couple of questions that you can ask him. Remember to send him texts that create the right emotions in him and make it more interesting in him. Then he will start to talk more with you and less with other women, and by doing that, you will eventually get the man you love. The last texting tips that I will share with you before I conclude everything is that attracting men quickly is very easy, but most women don't know how to do it because they don't know that it exists. You see, most women don't understand the importance of the 4 texting tips that I've shared with you before. However, one texting tip attracts men quickly, and almost no women know that it exists. And that's exactly what Elizabeth did to attract her husband and reignite her relationship. So even if you're single right now, or you've just started to text a guy, or you're in a committed relationship, you can still use it, since it will create the right emotions in him and make him curious about who you are. Makes it more interesting to text you than any other woman. The best of all is that it will increase your chances to make him fall in love with you without ever understanding that you did that to him, or why it feels so much better, fun and interesting to talk with you compared to any other woman he might be texting right now or have been texting before. If you want to know it, then you can check out Elizabeth's story here, and that will show you how it helped her catch the man she loved. Hopefully it will help you reel any man in, or just the guy who's in your mind right now. I cannot guarantee that it will work on him, of course, but chances are more likely that what worked for Patricia, Melanie, Elizabeth, Sarah, and many other women will work for you as well. If you know about the hook and bait method, this is how it's done with short messages. Now I've shared my best 5 texting tips to attract men quickly in this video. And to summarize, never underestimate a good compliment. Send him compliments, make him attracted to you. Send him the right kind of trigger text to trigger the right emotions in him. Use the simple yet highly effective trick to make him attracted to you and hook him. Make your texts worth reading by asking questions to keep the conversation going. Use the simple text that Elizabeth used to attract the man and reel him in. Since you are probably not the only woman he's texting with, You need to act quickly and send him the checks. That makes him love you right now. Otherwise, another woman might steal him from you. Now, I don't think you want another woman to steal him from you, do you? For that reason, you might want to click the link in the description below and check out that video. And Elizabeth sent that message to her husband, and so did Melanie, Patricia, and many other women to their husbands, cohabitants, and boyfriends. Even if you're not in a relationship right now and have just started to talk with a guy, you can still use it. If you do, and send him that text, he will not be able to resist your charm, your wit, or your feminine manner, since they will create a craving in him that's so intense that he will never know what hit him, and that will make him fall in love with you and want to be with you and spend every moment he's awake with you. Now, if you do want that, then click the link in the description below, and I will hopefully see you in a video not far from now. Bye for now.